Hey y'all, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to reupholster this vintage chair that I got off of Facebook Marketplace. Some tools I found helpful were various sets of pliers to remove the staples. I also found a box cutter and flathead screwdriver to be helpful. You'll also need a pneumatic stapler, and if you are sanding down your frame, you'll need a sander as well. When I say that I used all three of those sets of pliers, I mean that I used all three of those sets of pliers. The needle nose ones were great for prying away from the frame. The ones that were a little bit sharper with those big yellow handles, I was able to kind of cut ones that were just not stubborn and wanting to not come out. And then the bigger ones were just really helpful in pulling off this trim, this fabric trim. And so I just did this all around the bottom seat as well as the top portion of the seat to remove the trim so I could get to removing the fabric as well. This is the current situation. About a million bajillion staples I have to pull out. Next up is to sand down your wood frame. You don't have to do this if you like the finish, but I wanted something a little less orange and not so shiny and much darker to match the other wood tones in my home. So I'm just sanding down to the raw wood as best I can on all of the flat surfaces with my electric sander, and then I went in with a hand sander and just took care of all of the details, the little grooves, the bottom parts, to really remove any finish before I was going to be staining it. Okay, so I've got it pretty well sanded and smooth. I went basically with a hand sander. I did 80 and then 120 and then 220 over everything to just make it really nice and smooth, particularly like the arms and the sides, places you're gonna like feel on your skin. I did all of the bottom, but I didn't necessarily do it as well as the top. And also, this chair originally had fabric over this part, so it was like stapled here and all along the sides and wrapped around this curved part here, and then there was more staples here securing all along the back. I like this exposed, so I'm gonna rip off all of this and then clean it off. Next up, I stained the wood frame. I used this antiquing glaze from Valspar. I've used this several times and I had it on hand, so I wanted some cohesion to my home, and I really like the dark wood color, so I decided to just use it again on this project. I ordered this pretty velvet green blanket from Amazon to use as my new fabric to recover the chair. I took the old pieces of fabric off the chair and drew those onto the blanket as a template, and then cut that out, and I'm reattaching it with just a plain staple gun, and it works. But if you are going to be doing a lot of reupholstering projects, I recommend that you invest in something called a pneumatic stapler. Next, we need to cover those staples. You do this by using something called upholstery trim. I ordered this green stuff from Amazon. It's a very close match to the blanket, and I just placed it around all of the edges of where the fabric was to cover any staples. And you do so with some hot glue. Be careful because you are very likely to burn your hand if you touch any of the glue directly. And there you have it. Isn't she cute? I know I say that about all of my projects, but in my mind, they're all my friends that I get to enjoy in my home. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.